Over the past couple videos, I've been in Tokyo exploring the city. I drank a lot of coffee, ate a bunch of desserts, and of course, stuffed my face with food like the parents from Spirited Away. But every time after a big trip, I find myself with the post-travel blues, wishing I could go back for just one more day. My way of remedying this is making sure I bring back as many snacks as possible, so that even though I'm no longer there in person, I can remind myself of all the places I visited and the food I enjoyed. Today, I want to share some of the snacks and gifts I brought back from Tokyo, as well as a couple of other random trinkets I found. Let's get started. One of my favorite stops this trip was at a bakery called Noix de Beurre. We tried every single one of their pastries that were all delicious, so of course we had to grab some extra treats to go. On the last day of our trip, we got a basket of their freshly baked financiers. Opening the box released the intoxicating fumes of butter and almonds, bringing us right back to our time in Tokyo. In addition to the fresh financiers, we got a couple packaged goodies. The petite sac came with a financier and madeleine, and the cute house held a scrumptious family of 2 financiers, tigras, and sable cookies. But the box I'm most excited for is this assortment of cookies. It's densely packed with a huge variety, and I desperately wish smells could be transmitted through the screen so you could get a whiff of this lethal dose of butter. These are going to go great as an afternoon coffee break or pre-bedtime snack. One of my must-gets in Japan is cookies from Yoku Moku. We went to their Blue Brick Lounge on the dessert tour and stopped by the adjoining gift shop to pick up a couple boxes of cookies to indulge in and gift. Their signature item is the cookie cigar, a thin rolled-up butter cookie that is light and crisp. This is the only thing you'll catch me smoking. In the round box are some extremely delicate and fragile lily pad cookies. Thankfully, we didn't fly United back home, so they remained intact the entire trip. And finally, a box of 5 flavored financiers. These were an exclusive item from their Aoyama flagship store, packaged beautifully in a flower box with a slip of paper detailing the flavors: chocolate, raspberry, seasonal, caramel, and pistachio apricot. It looks like a box of jewels and would be a great tea time treat. It would be blasphemous to go to Japan and not bring back any traditional sweets, so for that we went to Toraya. They specialize in Japanese wagashi, or confections, and we visited the store in Roppongi to get our fill. My favorite thing here is the yokan, which is a bar of red bean paste, sugar, and agar, and comes in a couple of different flavors and variations. I like to have these straight out of the box with a cup of tea. We also got a couple other random sweets that were tossed in our cart in a moment of weakness. This is a shiruko packet for making red bean soup with mochi. Also, a box of something called suiko, which might just be blocks of straight up sugar. And to round out the haul, a couple of traditional sweets. The yellow one is called sansanka, made with white bean paste. Next is bajo no kaze, and looks like the mane of a horse made of red bean. The pink one is kobunka, which resembles a plum blossom. And finally, a hanabira mochi, a soft mochi dough filled with miso-flavored bean paste and burdock root. I have to say, they're not quite everybody's cup of tea, and they're certainly not mine. I think they look prettier than they taste, and I'm going to stick with the yokan instead. It's been all sweets so far, so to balance it out, here's a savory snack. This is And the Fried, with their mixed box of french fried chips with 6 different flavors. I have to admit, this is kind of a creepy design. Opening the box, you're greeted with the grinning faces of children without bodies. It looks like the opening scene of a horror movie where you see the missing children posters on a lamppost while a child rides a tricycle out of focus in the background. Regardless, the children come in 6 flavors: premium salt, balsamic and pepper, double truffle salt, cheddar cheese, anchovy and garlic, and honey, salt, and butter. I got this to share with some of my lab mates, and despite the faces, it was really popular and well received, despite the fact that we collectively agreed we wished the faces would just turn around. To go with the savory, I also brought a box of cookies for my lab mates from Pista in Tokyo. The box is a brighty green that catches your eye and is filled with butter cookie sandwiches with a pistachio chocolate filling. If you're feeling fruity, there's also a pistachio raspberry flavor for extra tang. My lab had a good time chowing down on these, and since I'm a greedy dessert hoarder, I got an extra box just for myself. Over in Omotesando is a store specializing in caramel called Number Sugar. Inside the shop are beautifully sleek boxes of caramels that rival the packaging of Apple products. I think this is an easy place to pick up some gifts to impress people, so I got a couple rose boxes to bring home and reenact The Bachelor. Each of these rose boxes held 8 different flavored caramels, labeled by number with a code on the side of the box. Flavors included classic vanilla, cinnamon and tea, orange peel, and even ginger. There's only one of each flavor inside the box, making each piece feel like it should be saved for a special occasion, but fortunately, we doubled up on them. And as a bonus, we picked up an extra bag of butterscotch. Next up is a hat trick of chocolate from Dandelion, Godiva, and Alain Ducasse. From our dessert tour, Dandelion chocolate was our first sweet stop of the trip, where we sampled a variety of desserts. They had a range of single origin chocolates for sale as well, so we grabbed a couple bars to go. One from Tanzania, one from Belize, and a flight of 5 flavors, each of which were 5 grams. Godiva was doing a collab with Animal Crossing and had an adorable container of truffles I had no choice but to get. And finally, a small fancy box of assorted chocolates by Alain Ducasse. The large squares were single origin ganaches. In the middle were flavored ganaches like lime, caramel, and coffee. And the skinny bars were pralines with hazelnut, cocoa nibs, and the bane of my existence, coconut. All this unboxing and organizing really builds up an appetite, so it's time for a quick snack break. One impulse purchase we made is this box of cream cheese bites by Kyouya Honten at a department store booth. These cream cheese bites came in a pretty eclectic mix of flavors. There was peanut chili pepper, yuzu pepper miso, basil and rosemary, tomato, egg yolk, and roasted sesame. It tasted pretty unique and was my first time having something like this. Probably wouldn't get this a second time, but at least we get to keep the box. Whenever I go to a bakery, if there are gift boxes or gift bags present, you best believe I'm getting one. That was the case for 2 of the bakeries we visited, Patisserie and Dolce Tacubo. At Patisserie they had a canister of financier rusks. Financier sliced laterally and left to dry. Despite the lack of moisture, that sweet buttery aroma persists every time you take the lid off. From Dolce Tacubo, we copped a bag of sugar rusk. It's their dried out choux pastry used for cream puffs that's sprinkled with sugar and drizzled with chocolate. And since Cookie Monster's got nothing on me, another box of sable cookies. It's a mix of sweet and savory cookies with flavors such as jasmine and chocolate, as well as truffle and rosemary. Originally, that was the whole haul, but thanks to a lapse in self-control at the airport, a couple extra goodies snuck their way into my bag. One of my favorite sweets in Japan is Baumkuchen, a multi-layered cake in the shape of a ring, and as luck would have it, I happened upon a dedicated stand at the airport. I'm always on the hunt for the best Baumkuchen I can find, so I brought back a couple boxes. One of a complete ring that had a bumpy crust crisp with a sugar glaze, and a second box of various flavors to sample, including chocolate and matcha. And with this mini epilogue, that concludes the Tokyo vlog series. Thanks for sticking around, and I'm off to get a head start on all those snacks as soon as my coffee is ready. Peace out.